My dear Toastmasters, friends, and guests, welcome to Toastmasters, the world's biggest platform to hone your leadership skills and communication skills. Toastmasters is where leaders are made, not just leaders, confident leaders, not just speakers, confident speakers. It is the most secure platform to hone your leadership skills, experience your leadership skills, and experiment with your skills. On this episode, I have a wonderful friend, a dear friend who I worked closely, a fellow area director. Both worked together in Division C. The Toastmaster had gone on to become area director once again, and now Division C director. Toastmaster also is a distinguished Toastmaster, the highest level a Toastmaster can achieve in a Toastmaster's journey. Without any further ado, let me welcome my good friend, Toastmaster Shahida, onto our talk show. Hi, Toastmaster Shahida, how are you doing?
Hello, Toastmaster Veera. It's good to see you. Great to see you. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm doing well.
Thank you, thank you. Toastmaster Shahida, I ask all my friends a question is, how did your Toastmasters journey start? Where did it start? And why did it start? Would you like to share?
Sure, Toastmaster Veera. It's a great question. My Toastmaster journey started one afternoon when I was attending a workshop about diversity at Harvard campus, um, where I met a Iranian PhD student um, who we chatted. After the workshop, we chatted and walked out. And she told me that she was going to a Toastmasters meeting in few minutes, and if I wanted to join her. And I said, what is this? What is Toastmaster? I've never heard of it. And she said, well, it's about public speaking and building leadership skills. And the reason why she joined was because in her career, she had to give a lot of presentations. And during those presentations, she would get really nervous and freeze. And then she would not be able to move forward. And so at Toastmasters, she felt that everybody was in the same boat and she felt comfortable. So she started going and taking up many meeting roles and giving few presentations. So it was a great practice for her. And so she said, why don't you try it? And I looked at her and I said, you know what? I have a similar story, similar weakness. My weakness is that I have a lot of content out there to share, but I don't have any confidence to raise my hand and speak up in front of the audience. So I think I will join you. And I did. After that, I went to a few other meetings and I became comfortable. And then I became a member and did my first icebreaker. And after the icebreaker, as you know, what happens at Toastmasters, I was an officer. I was appointed as an officer, sergeant at arms. And so this is how my Toastmaster journey started. Moving forward, I was appointed to be VP of membership, VP of education, treasurer, and then president twice, and then area director twice. And now I am Division C director. So as you can see that I'm really enjoying Toastmaster journey.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shahida, for sharing that. Such an inspirational leadership experience there. Toastmaster Shahida, your goals for Division C. You're my division director. My club happens to be under your division. So, what are your goals for our division this year?
Well, my goals for my area directors and my division is to practice what I've learned through these years of holding all these officer roles and empower them, inspire them, and motivate them. Recently, one of my area directors asked me a question. She asked me, what motivates you? And no one has asked me this question. And I looked at her and I said, you. I just said, you. And I said, you motivate me because I am going to mentor you, coach you, inspire you to be a good area director so that you can go and guide and support your clubs to achieve their goals. So it's a win-win situation both ways. You share your knowledge. So that's my plan.
Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Shaida. Looking forward for a wonderful year this year. Toastmaster Shaida, now we move on to our next segment, and this is the impact of Toastmasters on your personal life, professional life, social and spiritual life. Would you like to share that, Toastmaster Shaida?
Sure, Toastmaster Vera, thank you for asking me that. Um, my professional and personal growth at Harvard, joining Harvard Toastmasters, is that I've become much confident and an effective communicator. I've learned how to balance my speaking and listening effectively. I've also learned how to and when to delegate and collaborate with teams. And I've also made a lot of friends during my journey who I treasure. And one of my friends is interviewing me now today, it's Toastmaster Vera. So that's my personal and professional growth at Toastmasters.
Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Shaida. Toastmaster Shaida, now we move on to our third segment, is a call of why should someone join Toastmasters? In your view, what are the one or two things that someone is going to gain from Toastmasters?
Well, Toastmasters follows the pathway curriculum. And pathway curriculum is a step-by-step tool to teach you how to write and organize your message and deliver a speech. The modules are there to teach you step by step as well. And it gives you all these skills, plus it also gives you interpersonal skills, as giving presentations and moderating a panel. And it's a great package for public speaking. And I think everyone should try, whoever wants to be in public speaking and become a confident leader. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, at least they tried. And that's why I think they should join, and you can see the results now. So
Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Shaida. I hope that inspires a lot of our guests to at least try Toastmasters. As you said, give it a chance and join a Toastmasters club near their house or work. Toastmaster Shaida, now we go on to our fourth segment, which is our rapid fire round. Are you ready for some fun?
sure.
Toastmaster Shaida, a historic leader that inspires you.
The historic leader that inspires me, Madeleine Albright comes to mind. She was a great inspirational figure for me. She was born in Prague, went to Wellesley College here, and did her PhD at Columbia University. And she was a great public officer for US. She was a ambassador to UN. She was the first woman to be on the seat as a secretary of country. And her unique style of leadership and communication style was quite inspirational. And her personal journey and how she became to who she was, and she inspired me. So
Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Shaida. A wonderful choice. A historic speech that inspires you a lot.
historic speech that inspires me a lot is Martin Luther King. I had a dream, which everybody knows about, is that one day we live in a nation where we're not judged by the color of our skin, but the content of our character. Now, this speech was very powerful, and it spoke to people then, and it speaks to people now, to all generations, different generations. And the other speech that I thought was very powerful was JF Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. Now, this is a very powerful speech today as well to this generation because they're moving on. So I think that both of these speech really spoke then and now.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shaida. Beautiful quotes. You still remember the speech and the quotes. Kudos to you. Toastmaster Shaida, your personal favorite speech, when you delivered that, you said, I did a great job. Any speech that comes to your mind?
Yes, Toastmaster Vera. Recently, when I say recently, I think it was last year, we were watching the story of Afghans. That particular picture was Afghans reaching out on the plane to move out of Afghan for their safety and freedom. When I was watching that clip, it brought childhood memories for me. I was in a similar situation. I was on that last plane as a refugee to Canada for my freedom and safety. And so I immediately saw a parallel to that. And I wrote a speech about the peril of Afghan immigration and my immigration and the last plane and the freedom and the education is so important. And I felt that, it came easy to write and also it was easy to deliver. And I felt that I spoke from my heart. So it was one of the powerful speech I did.
Amazing, Toastmaster Shaida. I would definitely want to hear that, but just the whole story that you narrated is touching hearts. And you're truly an inspirational leader, Toastmaster Shaida. You asked me why I invited you. This is the reason why I invited you on the talk show. Thank you for sharing that. Toastmaster Shaida, a book that you like to recommend to our Toastmasters?
Yeah, the recent book, I like to read non-fictions. The recent book that I read, which really touched me, was The Missing Island of Trees, The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. It was a story about Cyprus and the division of Cyprus. It was divided into Greek Cyprus and Turkish Cyprus, and the families were split. And still today it's divided. So it's a true story. And it was about two teenagers, one Cypriot, Turkish, and one Greek Cypriot. And they met at a tavern, and it was a love story, Romeo and Juliet, but it was full of history of their country, culture, and it was narrated by a fig tree. The story was narrated by a fig tree. And it was really moving, but it was also knowledgeable to learn the history. And so I'm very much keen to read books like that you travel with the book, you learn the culture, the food, and its knowledge as well. So that was my book that I really enjoyed.
Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Shaida. Now, a favorite food that is close to your heart?
So as you know, Toastmaster Vera, I have lived in many countries, so I have lots of comfort food. But for now, my favorite comfort food is pasta with garlic and olive oil and accompanied with olives.
Nice.
Or fish and chips with malt vinegar.
Nice choice there. Mouth-watering, mouth-watering. Toastmaster Shaida, a favorite restaurant that you like to visit a lot around Boston or Cambridge?
My favorite restaurant that I like to visit a lot is Toscana. It's an Italian restaurant in Cambridge. I love that place. Good atmosphere, good food.
We'll check that out, Toastmaster Shaida. Thank you for sharing that. Now we wrap up our rapid fire round. Anything else, Toastmaster Shaida, that you like to share with our guests?
Well, I've shared most of the thing, but I want to share again why you should join Toastmasters Pathway Journey, the curriculum step by step, and build your confidence. And I'd like everyone to try, at least join as, I mean, come in as a guest and see what it's like. And I would be really happy to welcome guests at my Harvard Toastmasters. We are meeting every Tuesday at 7 p.m. virtually. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shaida, for sharing that. Thank you for being on our talk show, Toastmaster Shaida. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you choose to come down and talk with the 631. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Dear
That's what.
Toastmasters, that was my wonderful friend Toastmaster Shaida talking about her Toastmasters journey, her favorite food, and some wonderful things. If you would like to come and talk on our talk show, please do leave your name on our comment section. Please do count how many hours and hours I had in my interview today. I like to have a clean slate. If you would like to see your favorite Toastmaster, please do mention their name and we will make sure to have an interview with them. On that note, please do like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share with club members, areas, and your friends and family so that we spread the Toastmasters word. On that note, it is already fall, so drink a lot of water, stay safe. Until our next episode, bye bye. I'm Veera Sriram, your public relations manager. Bye bye.